The truth of the matter is, as uncomfortable as it may be for some people, we're really in the psychological manipulation business. That's really what we're doing. Now, hopefully we're all doing it as a means of delivering ethical value. And having said that, I'm not going to belabor that point by continually caveating. These caveats and disclaimers become tiresome. For example, that testimonial you just saw from Frank, that should have been, if we use it again, we will chyron it across the bottom of the screen. It should have been caveated that he is describing the typical and average results achieved by the people who attend. So I'll give you the caveat once, that the context here is that we're always doing it to deliver ethical value. But now, having said that, really this is all about manipulating the psychology of the customer. We manipulate his fears, we manipulate his anxieties, we manipulate his resentments, we manipulate his secret desires, we manipulate all sorts of inner things in order to overcome his complacency, inertia, skepticism, unwillingness to spend money, on and on and on, in order to get him to give us money in exchange for goods or services. And so everything, the smart ones amongst us, some people have said it about me as a criticism. I always take it as a compliment, regardless of how it's intended. That's a side lesson, by the way. That's a writer-downer, by the way. That's not a throwaway line. Is that regardless of what someone says about you is intended, you can always choose to take it as a compliment. And so in a market I did a lot of work in for many years, I mean, I actually had people physically come up to me and say, "You're the biggest asshole I've ever seen." And I would always say, "Thank you," you know. I mean, well, who wants to be second best at anything, you know? And I mean, it indicated that they were paying attention and they were reading and they were listening, and you know, even they were relatively perceptive and intelligent individuals. So you take that as a compliment. So people have said often to me, it seems like you do everything on purpose, for purpose. Yes, of course. Okay. And very little money is made by accident. So, I mean, there is some. You know, you find $1 laying on the ground that somebody dropped. That's sort of an accident. I mean, but very little money is made by accident. So, yeah, on purpose. So, a person chooses the persona that he's going to present or she's going to present because it is designed to appeal to his or her particular market, and we go from there. So it really is all about manipulating the psychology of our customers. And what does that really mean? It means that we should be spending more of our time and energy figuring that out than figuring anything else out. Okay? Not only from the standpoint of selling to them, but from the standpoint of satisfying them after we sell to them. See, they don't care so much whether the product is beautifully packaged or not so beautifully packaged, or the sound quality on the CDs is perfect or not quite perfect. You know when they really care about that? They really care about that when the psychological connection between the person communicating with them and them is not very good. Then they care about that a lot. Right? Then they're really picky about it. Right? But when the connection's really good, they don't care so much about that. It's not important to them because the connection's spectacular.